What is going on, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and I hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, guys, to the weekly headliner update, week number 31. Now, if you're new to the weekly headliner, this is where we discuss what is upcoming this week in Marvel Strike Force, and then we recap some of those important topics from the previous week or hot topics that are going on right now in Marvel Strike Force as well. Now, this week, of course, we're going to be going through the Blitz numbers. Maria Hill's Blitz is going to be back again on Thursday. What do the previous numbers look like, and where you should probably be targeting if you want to, depending on what number for shards that you want to land. We also have the 2021 roadmap that's going to be going around this week. We're expecting that to be on Tuesday. We're going to go through some data mines and talk about what things are to come, how do we feel about them, and then some things that I think that definitely should be added to the list, or some things that I would like to see. Let's call it a wish list, if we want to say that. And then also Payday, some numbers there have changed, which has caused a little bit of controversy so far over this past weekend, and so much more, guys, to discuss on the weekly headliner update. And we're going to start right now. Welcome back, guys. If it's your first time coming to the channel here and you'd like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, the notification bell so that you will know when my videos do go live. And then down below in the description, there's a few other links that are there. One where you can join my Discord. There's also my Twitch link, my Twitter link, Facebook, Twitch. I do stream Marvel Strike Force and also some Future Revolution content on a weekly basis. Also, my link to my Patreon is down below as well, another way to support my content. And then also Amazon coins. If you're looking to save some money here on your Marvel Strike Force in-game purchases, then definitely take a look down below. You can get up to 20% savings on your MSF purchases or mobile game purchases as well. But let's dive into the first topic for this week, which is going to be our blitzes. The first one is going to be Heimdall, which is going to be tonight. And then our Thursday blitz is going to be once again rolling around for Maria Hill. Now, the numbers for this here, so obviously the more important blitz is going to be the Maria Hill blitz. She's a new character. The Secret Avenger team right now, they look phenomenally well. Obviously, Heimdall, I still would think is important for a lot of players too, because I mean, if you don't want to spend your extra arena, if you don't want to spend your arena credits, or let's say, put it this way, it's an opportunity for some earlier mid-game players here to save on some shards. For Heimdall, you still do need him to unlock Black Bolt, and Black Bolt leads to Ebony Maw. So therefore, definitely still want to get some shards for Heimdall if you need to. But I think obviously the one that's going to be a little bit more important is going to be for Maria Hill. She's a new character, and the Secret Avenger team, they're doing very well right now in the game. I think Philosopher showed a video of the Secret Avenger team beating Infinity Watch. So they seem to be quite good. So, and of course, those Doom raids as well. So in terms of numbers and what we saw here, these were the predictions that we had this past week, which showed pretty much basically what kind of ended up happening, right? So if you look at rank 1 to 100, the cutoff was 54.4 million based on their predictions. Top 1% was 40, 26 mil for 2 to 3%. These are kind of what the numbers were. And when we jumped into the game and when we saw the actual cutoff numbers to be here, let's pull over to the Deputy Director Blitz. When we looked at the current numbers, you saw, well, the top person did 84 million. Crazy person. That's absolutely insane. But when we looked at the top 100 cutoff here, it was actually 56 million. So not too far away from what the actual prediction numbers were. And typically this is why I always say, take a look at the prediction numbers, but always shoot for about 2 million higher than the prediction numbers, because the numbers are predictions. They're not guarantees, but you can see that they were pretty close and pretty spot on there. So I think that definitely this Maria Hill blitz again is most likely going to end up in the same sort of range and same sort of place. So definitely plan that out. I was able to hit 30 mil, which got me to 55 shards. It's crazy that 30 million now is just getting you 55 shards and just getting to the 2 to 3%. I heard that somebody hit just under like 40.1 and just missed getting to that top 1%, or so it's quite insane. But listen, obviously Maria Hill is a new character. You want to get those shards, and something fishy going on with Secret Avengers. But these are the numbers here for Maria Hill. Take a look at what you need to get to and then plan it out, and happy blitzing. All right, next I wanted to talk about the Veiled Threat events, and of course the Veiled Threat events. No, it's just one event. The Veiled Threat event, where you can earn those costume bits that you need for the Gamora costume and that Daredevil costume, which both they look pretty fresh, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you, they look pretty fresh. but obviously also want to be able to get through the milestones so that you could get also these other pieces of things, right? So obviously the training mats are good. Getting these catalysts are also really good too as well. And then of course, really, I think what everybody might be excited about, I think, other than the costume, are also these Elite Four, the Elite Four, and then also the Elite Five. So I did some quick calculations on numbers here. This is running for 14 days. This started on Saturday, so we're now into day 2 essentially of the event. Yeah, Saturday to Sunday, one day, Sunday to Monday. Yeah, so we're in day 2 right now of the event. So I did some quick calculations for what you will need in order to be able to get. And I hope you guys can see this right above me. Actually, let's zoom in a little bit. So that I can make this a little bit bigger here, and then now my big old head is blocking it. But listen, all right, listen, it's not perfect, but we'll make something work out of it, all right? But these are the quick calculations. So you want to be averaging 3,785 points per day. To complete all of the milestones, you need a total of 53,000 points, which will also reward you the 75k bits that you need, which will be enough for you to land the Daredevil and also the Gamora costume. If you're only shooting for, let's say, the Gamora costume, then you only, or just to get the 50k bits, then you only need to get to milestone 18, which is 42,000 points, and will also then give you those 56k bits, which once again, like I said, you only need 50k in order to be able to grab that Gamora costume. Now, the way that I broke it down, if you're just looking to do, which I think most players, right, are going to be looking to complete all the milestones, but if you're just looking to get to milestone 18, I did do the numbers there. I think this might be a little bit more relevant for maybe earlier players or mid-game players. You probably may not have the depth of roster or the time to really kind of get through, do all of this. So I did some minor calculations. So if you do 5 war attacks over the 14-day period, so 5 war attacks per war over the 14-day period, you would be able to accumulate 6,300 points for raids. If you do 10 raid attacks in a day per over those next 14 days, you'll be able to get 2,800 points, 28,000 points. And then for your 5 arena attacks every single day, they will give you 10,500 points over the duration of the event, which will give you a total of 44,800 points, which is enough. Remember, we said the cutoff here is 42,000, or to get to 42,000 points, or to get a milestone 18 is 42,000 points. So that will give you just over what you need in order to be able to get that done. Now, I think where most players who are probably later game or past the mid game point are going to be landing is, or you're going to try to be shooting for these 53,000 points, which will give you all of the milestones, and then give you that last Elite 5, right? Which is, I think, was what players are going to be shooting for. In order to be able to do that, 8 war attacks, which I think is pretty much basically what most mid to late game players are doing right now. You're at least doing a minimum of 8 war attacks. I know that some players like myself are probably doing 10 war attacks in one war. So 8 war attacks over the period of duration of the event per war will give you 10,080 points. And then for your raid attacks, if you just do 12 attacks, and keep in mind that this is an accumulation of your Greek raid, your Ultimus raid. If you do a total of 12 attacks per day, you'll get a total of 33,600 points. And then for your arena attacks, 5 attacks, you're doing your 5 attacks today will give you the 54,180 points that you need, which is just over the 53,000 mark, which will give you all of the milestones that you need. So those are some quick calculations that I went through here that will give you what you need in order for you to be able to get all of these milestones. So in general, I think it's a fairly player-friendly event. A lot of these things that I'm mapping out here, 12 raid attacks per day, you're probably already doing anyways. 5 arena attacks per day, you're probably already doing anyways. And then 8 war attacks per war, you're probably doing that already anyway. So relatively player-friendly event. Some decent rewards that are in there. Obviously, the costumes are pretty good, but also getting those Elite 4 and those Elite 5s are also very good as well. So these are the calculation numbers, guys. Take a look at that and figure out what you need to do. All right, the Payday Flash event is back around this week. And there's some buff changes right now to the first time rewards and then also the recurring rewards that you get every single month as well. So take a look at this previously. I only have access to seeing the tier 7 version of this. But I can definitely see that the first time rewards are buffed quite a bit. I don't even know what the previous numbers were, but I know it wasn't 2.4 million. That I can definitely say. And then the 14k orb fragments that you get for the gold, and then 1.2. And honestly, really shout out to this Reddit post here from Callum, who actually highlighted this. If it wasn't for this post, I probably wouldn't have even recognized it. I would just went on through my life, just living without even paying attention to it. But he took a quick picture as well of his tier 6, which showed a 12K and then a 1.8 million here for tier 6. And of course, the recurring 1 million and 1.2, which you guys already saw that already. There was an older infographic that I had here. This was actually done by Dr. Chaos and also Ibambe. They did this for all of the Flash events, and they showed what the previous recurring rewards were. So the orb fragments are the same, 12K for tier 6. Tier 7, you have in 14K here. But definitely the 600K recurring went up to 1 million now at tier 6. And then the 800K went up to, as you can see here, what is it, 1.2 here, which I definitely think is good. But I think a lot of the gripe right now is really around the fact that for those who've already completed the Payday event, they're not receiving the updated first time rewards. And the last time that they did something like this, which I think honestly was back to when they did, I'm looking at it right now, back to when they did the Tiny World event where you had both Ant-Man and Wasp. Whenever they came out with the new buffed resources or buffed rewards, they actually sent out an in-game mail with some compensation here to players. So I'm hoping that they are going to be doing that as well with Payday, because this seems like a pretty significant jump. I think the tier 7, I was briefly looking at this post here, I think the previous rewards were 1.8 million, and then now it's bumped up to 2.4 million. So I definitely do think that they should look at this. I'm hoping that that now that we're bringing highlight to this, that they are going to take a look at it. It's already been mentioned to them already, to the developers, that this is what's going on, or that these are the numbers. And they're buffed really good. I think that this is actually a pretty decent buff, but also the simple fact that they probably do need to go ahead and put out some compensation. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Do you think that we're probably making too much of a big stink about this? Gold is a very big bottleneck in this game, and you can manage it relatively well, right? Only spending 1 million gold per day, which is pretty much basically what I do and a lot of other players do in this game. Yeah, that's cool and all, but also with now this new level cap that's going to be coming out, level 85, gear tier 16, there's really a need for more gold, and I definitely think that anything that we can get. So it would be nice if they send out some compensation here to players who have already completed this and won't be able to get these first time rewards. All right, and this week probably the biggest topic is going to be 2021 roadmap here, and I think a lot of us are waiting on this information. Now, we did get an indicator that Tuesday is when we're going to be getting all this information for the 2021 roadmap for the rest of the year. This past weekend, though, we did get some data mines that were leaked out. Tana covered this information, as well as Mobile Gamer. They covered some information on this as well. So going through this, there's a few things that I thought were interesting and I wanted to highlight here. So let's start off at the top. They mentioned that there's going to be more gold, but I think that they've already started to implement this. I think it was 8.1 million gold increase is what we're going to be getting. They've already implemented, I think, close to half of that already. I think the second half is coming now. We've already seen some of the increases in Payday, in our daily objectives, in War. A lot of those things have already been implemented already in terms of gold. So I think that they're just completing the second half or the second portion of that during the 2021 roadmap. I thought this mention of RTA was quite interesting. The real-time RTA will be improved. Not only characters will be banned, but also features. Curious as to what also features will be banned right now in RTA. So they did mention a feature that they're going to be changing, which is to wait for connection. Well, the 160 is going to go to 75. I thought that was quite annoying, going in and having to sit there and wait 160 for somebody to get connected to the game. Dude, I just want to get in and get my objectives done. So bringing it down to 75, I think is good. Characters being banned is fine. I think that they've kind of gone heavy on some of the characters being banned. We haven't seen Silver Surfer in RTA, and I don't even know how long. I don't know, that he's been banned for quite a while. Kestrel is back in. I think in general, you probably need to make sure that you're always banning, or at least right now, Gamora, Nebula, or Falavel. They really kind of made that Infinity Watch team really difficult to deal with or to manage. Kestrel, so I'm assuming that they're going to be banning more of those newer OP characters that they tend to release. I think right now Captain Sam and Sharon Carter, I think they're a problem in RT as well. So I think that they're going to be making some changes where that's concerned. They mentioned save squads by content, and this is a big one for me. This is more of a quality of life aspect. right now I'm kind of maxed out. I think I have like 39 save squads. I could add one more, but a lot of the I would love to be able to sparse out my save squads by my, well, maybe not arena, but of course raids. There's Greek raids where I'm always having to put together this team Doom raids right now. I have to do a different team per section, and I'm always like, man, I gotta go. You got 59 seconds, right? 60 seconds in order for you to be able to put together that team. Save squads by content is fine. Just give us tabs. I don't really know. Just give us like 5 tabs, man, so that we can figure it out. War teams, war offense teams change. So I would like to see them kind of just implement that. But that's actually a big one. This was another one that I thought was quite interesting too. Auto Boy using only basic attacks turned on inconveniently through advanced settings. So I'm assuming this is kind of like modified notes by whoever posted this data mine here. So inconvenience is only inconvenient if it works one way. Now, if you have to go into your matchup and then you have in order for you to be able to get the auto button, if you have to do it, you can only do it based on that. But the way that I'm reading this is that you turn it on in the advanced settings, and then you get access to the button in game, like when you're actually in a matchup. That's how I'm reading it. I think the way that this was taken before was that you had to, in order to do this, you actually had to generally just go in and click the advanced. I don't know. I feel like the way I'm reading this is that you have to turn on the feature to be active in the advanced settings, and then in game you can toggle it on and off. That's the way I'm reading it right now, and if that's the case, then I think that's fine. I don't think that that's actually a big deal at all. But yeah, curious. But it looks like there's going to be an auto basic coming to the game, which I think is a big one. Another quality of life thing. When you're using X-Men, when you're using the symbiote team, you're kind of trying to save your cooldowns here. So definitely that's actually a pretty good feature. They mentioned Deathpool. So Deathpool looks like it's going to be a character coming to the game. Will farm in the event campaign for some reason, and of course she's going to have the new Warriors tag. We could talk about the new Warriors team a little bit later on, but I'm wondering if some of these characters that were the silhouettes here, I wonder if any of these characters are going to be additional new Warrior characters as well. We're definitely going to have to see where that's concerned. Coming soon, level 85. We already knew that. And then they talked about this too here. So the 16 category of things will soon introduce. It will already be turquoise. So it looks like our new gear is going to be turquoise. It's a weird color, kind of a cool color, but turquoise. I thought that's going to be interesting. It will be possible to get it mainly through the Doom 2 raids, which is just like, dude, oh my God. They're making this a bottleneck in the Doom raids again. I don't know, man. Too many things in the Doom raid. You already have ISOs, blue ISOs, and to access it, you will need a blue ISO. Oh my God! Stop it! Too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. But I guess the idea here is they're really pushing ISOs. We already know this already. They're really pushing you to do that content, man, and it's interesting that they're doing this. I don't necessarily know if I like this. Doom 2 raids we knew was coming, but being able to get so it will be possible to get it mainly. So they said mainly, not only. So they said mainly through the Doom 2 raids. So there's going to be other ways for you to be able to get it. I just don't know exactly what those other ways are going to look like. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But I don't like the aspect that's going to be tied, locked towards these Doom raids again. Then Dark Dimension 5 is just around the corner. There will be 16 gallery and certain features of the characters. The reward is Dormammu, and I couldn't help myself, but every single time I saw Dormammu, I was like, oh, I've come to bargain. So that's all I could just continue to think about. And then in 22, they talk about this new game mode that will be introduced, tentatively the Grand Tournament. And I don't know, I guess it's like Grand, it sounds like Grand Arena in Marvel Strike Force in comparison to Swogo. I didn't play Swogo, so I really don't understand how Grand Arena worked, but I heard that it's a largely fun game mode. So if it's a fun game mode, then I'm cool with it. If it's not fun and it's just something else to do to get rewards, then yeah, whatever. I honestly don't really care. And my confidence in them actually releasing information that is, or releasing new content that's actually going to be fun, that ship has kind of sailed for me. I'm just not at that place here where I'm confident in them actually being able to implement a new game mode that is actually going to be fun in Marvel Strike Force. But there are definitely a few other things that I would like to see. RTA, of course, was definitely on my list of things that I would like to see them change to make that less tumultuous and a little bit more fun. But I feel like that ship may have sailed. But some of these features are probably, I'm hoping, are going to be player friendly. I do think the hero unique bottlenecks is also another one as well, but that may be mute, because if this G16 or Gear Tier 16 is going to be turquoise, as it says, it looks like it's going to be new geared entirely. So there's possibility that you may not necessarily need to even worry about this new unique. I don't know yet. Maybe it's going to be new gear. But I do think that the hero unique bottlenecks, those ballistic weaves, the alien spores, I feel like they have made those tight on purpose, but I do think that they need to loosen that up a little bit, especially if you're going to be introducing this new Gear Tier 16, which is going to require, I don't know if it is, but I'm just saying if the color is going to be different, I'm assuming that the hero uniques might also be different as well. That's just the way that I'm logically thinking about it. The beginner experience, I've talked about this multiple times already. It seems as if though they're still kind of ignoring some of the nuances here of the beginner experience. Yes, they've given you characters to make the beginner experience better. Yes, Wave 1 is a good starter team right now. You also can still use defenders now. I know it's kind of a crazy thing for me to say about it, but some of the defender characters are used right now late game. If you're looking at those gamma raids, you know, Luke Cage, Daredevil was a part of Shadowland, but Luke Cage, you have Iron Fist. A lot of those characters seem a little bit more player beginner friendly at this point, just because of where you can use them later on in the game right now. So I definitely do think that they're an okay team. Gamora and Nebula getting a rework, Night Nurse getting a rework. So there are definitely some beginner things that have changed, but I think largely things like the level cap being level 70, other things like your challenges being level cap, I do think is something that do need to be changed. And also going through a beginner series right now, I think T3s and T2s really are a strong bottleneck, and I would like to see them loosen up on a little bit. But these are kind of just my thoughts on this. I think the data mines are okay. I definitely do feel like there needs to be more information, or we need to definitely figure out exactly how they're going to be doing this. So hopefully tomorrow we'll probably have a reaction to the actual roadmap that they're going to be sending out tomorrow. That's what we're expecting, right? They said Tuesday, so we're expecting that to come around tomorrow. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are, right? What do you think are some things here that they definitely need to change? What are you looking for in this roadmap? Are you looking for this roadmap to figure out whether or not you're going to be staying in Marvel Strike Force? Curious to hear about that, guys. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Leave it in the comments. Let me know where your guys' thoughts are, what you're going to be looking for in this 2021 roadmap. But appreciate you guys watching so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share the video as well, guys. Also, check the links down below: Amazon Coins, Patreon, Twitch. Follow me there, guys. We stream Marvel Strike Force and Future Revolution content weekly. Twitter, Facebook. All those links are down below, guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Y'all be blessed, and y'all be safe. All right, now let's ride. Dormammu, I've come to bargain.